All right. Post-election trade recap. Going into the day, we had a bullish daily profile, and the draw on liquidity was right here at this line. Um, it was a bullish daily profile because um, basically Asia actually had a pretty big range. That's probably why we had such a small range today. Um, but we opened and we immediately distributed to 50% of this leg, and then we displaced up above that high. And then we came back down, respected midnight open, and then kept going higher. So pretty bullish to at least that high. Going into market open today. Wow, nothing marked up. I don't know what happened to my markings, but that's fine. So going into the day, right? It's kind of a little crazy start, but we had this SMT right here, and we continue to respect this gap, and we got displacement above. So this is exactly where I want to see retracement. But it was too fast on the 1 minute time frame, so I couldn't enter anything. There was a 30-second entry that I would have taken, but I don't have access to the 30-second charts, so couldn't take anything on that. And then we got an immediate reversal pattern right here. We just, yeah, V-shaped recovery, came back down here, right? And then we got, so I wanted to see if we wanted to go lower or not, because this low is where ES came down and swept out London lows, and London lows like right here. So we already swept it out technically, but ES basically swept out a bunch of liquidity, right? And NQ swept out this low. So I wanted to see if we wanted to displace or if we wanted to continue to go up. So we didn't get displacement, but we could just be retracing to go back to equilibrium or just a fair value gap and then go back down. But from London lows right here, we had an SMT, and then we had some strong displacement into this volume, this imbalance, which is where ideally I'd want to see price reject from. So we did get rejection, right? And this is where some people entered off of the 2 minute inverse. You'll see the 2 minute inverse looks pretty clean, right? But thing is, we didn't displace through that low, which I didn't like, and also we were coming into the let me find it, this breaker block right here. And I really don't like to fade breaker blocks. If we get the model, but we also tap into like the opposing, like if you're looking for shorts and you're finding a what is it? A bullish breaker block. I don't like to enter on that because breaker blocks are a pretty strong confluence and they are held most of the time. Um, so yeah, basically my condition was instead of just the inverse happening, I wanted to see this get displaced through. We ended up supporting that, and then we ended up inversing this gap. That could have been an entry right there, but I still was a little unsure on where we were going because we did sweep the target out, right? And we also swept all the lows, so I'm really not sure where we're going. But since we supported that and we took out this high, this for value gap right here, if we are going to go higher, will support price. And we ended up doing that. We ended up closing above that high. Now, I was going to enter at this for value gap, but only reason why I didn't was because wasn't sure where I'd have to put my stop because we could come back down to this imbalance again. Even though it is balanced already technically, it shouldn't. It definitely could. So yeah, I just wasn't 100% confident on that, so I really didn't want to take that. And then we ended up just sweeping that high. And yeah, both ES and NQ swept it, so no SMT. But what we did get was just a 1 minute inverse, quick 1 minute inverse right there. I usually take it with a tap back into it. Stops would have been at this high. And then my target, honestly, would have been here. So yeah, that would have played out, but there's not much confluence with it. You usually just you swept liquidity and you got an inverse. Yes, it's balanced. I mean, there's nothing stopping it in its way right there, but price could easily come back down, induce that high, and then go back down. So I wasn't too confident with that. Then we get some bearish movement. Um, and we're going into a bunch of 5 minute fair value gaps, I believe. Yeah. So really not 100% confident with anything there again. But what we do 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 what we do is we come back into this breaker that we already tapped and got a reaction from. Then we get displacement higher like that. Um, and originally my entry was going to be here, but then again, why didn't I take it? Um, it was a smaller imbalance and just wasn't confident if this was just a retrace of this gap and then going back down, or if this breaker is going to hold. But we do end up going back up, sweeping that high, coming back down, and going back up. We're getting these really deep retracements, which I do not like. Um, oh yeah, I did take a trade on ES. So on ES, right? We traded through all the fair value gaps right here, creating like making these all inverses, right? So I thought this low was pretty free. Oh boy, was I wrong. But basically, yeah, so we displaced through all of that. We came back in, retrace into this fair value gap where I would respect us to reject from. And I entered off of that candle, stops at the high of that fair value gap, and could have taken partials there for 1.5, but I wanted this low because it was pretty close to it. You know, that's a pretty reasonable low to target. Um, well, I was gonna take off 2/3 of my position here and then 1/3 at the end for like a runner. Um, but yeah, so it went there. I went to break even, and then it got broken even on that. So it's whatever. And then we came back up, which like we inverse everything in that leg, and we didn't sweep out this low. It should have been swept out. So price action was not moving the way I would like it to move. So at that time, I really wasn't taking any trades. And then, yeah, we're just chopping now because ES took out this high now, which was a draw for a little bit. And yeah, I don't expect much movement for the rest of the day. We'll see though, but I probably won't be trading it. Um, but overall, yeah, I didn't find my entry necessarily. This is more of like an order flow type of day. Trusting fair value gaps to hold price, and that would have worked, but we just didn't get a lot of favorable retracements. Like this is the only one I mean on ES, this is the only one that I kind of liked, and I entered and I got broken even, but that's whatever. But yeah, that's really it. I am a little bit down on the day. I'm like, what? Yeah, 100 down on the day, just because uh where is it right here? I tried taking a draw read, and the draw read was like right here. So I took it right here, right? Stops below that low, and then target was here. Now, my main problem, I got out early, just because I didn't like it. But main problem is you want to see with displacement above a high, this this right here, this wick, that's not displacement, that's a sweep. That's not really displacement. You see how far that candle goes. Now this big candle up above this, that's displacement, and then another candle up, that's displacement. So anything below this candle should not be come back into. So if I want to take a draw read, the draw read would have been after that close, that strong close. Could have said, okay, we're not coming back to that fair value gap now. We're going to that high. That's that's still a 1.73 risk reward. And um yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't have taken that. Obviously draw reads are harder to read, and I'm just not not too comfortable with it yet, just because I started learning them just recently. But yeah, you want to look at this type of displacement, not that baby candle. You want to see big displacement. Like above this high, right? You have a high right there. You get displacement. The only reason why I didn't just continue up or whatever is because this whole entire leg is unbalanced. Um, and you're also coming into a 5 minute fair value gap right here. So only reason why I did that, but there's no 5 minute fair value gap right here. We close above that already, and everything below is balanced. So that should have been a pretty easy read. Um, Yeah, I should definitely been on top today, but it's just gonna take time, and I know that, but it sucks. It sucks. Yeah, that's it for today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be trading, because there's FOMC at like 2:30. So it's probably gonna chop all morning session, and I really don't trade PM session anymore. So if I were to trade, it would have to be in PM, and I don't really see myself doing that. So probably Friday is my next trading day, and but we'll see about tomorrow. I might take a trade in the morning if PA is clean, but yeah, that's it.